Good morning. It started out like any other day. I woke up early, as per usual, 6:30 on an off day. Yeah. Got out of bed. Got Penny off the bed because she thinks that she can't jump off and on the bed because Charlie can't. Anyway, but sometimes I come home and find treats in the bed, so anyway, car coming. Anyway, yeah, so got her off the bed, let them out, started my thing. You're driving too fast, ma'am. That's fine. That's cool. Speed limit's 25. That's cool. We're not going to talk about that today. Anyway, so I go into the kitchen. Well, I let them out back. You know, everybody gets to go out back. By the way, speaking of out back, on this side, the fence guy sent me a quote. It's a little more than I thought, but I'm gonna do it anyway. I mean, the price of everything is expensive right now, and this guy is my neighbor's son's brother-in-law, so I'm hoping, you know, that means that this is a good price. And he said he would take $650 off of each of our totals if we do it at the same time. Okay. So anyway, I'm getting a wooden fence. I'm not getting a wooden fence across the back of the yard because there's too much ivy and too many trees right up on the fence, and I don't have the money for that yet, but I can always do that later. What you looking at? Ain't nothing over there. Don't scare me like that. So that's gonna start after Easter. He said after Easter. He works at a church, I think. I don't know. So he's got some stuff to do. Whatever, I don't know. But anyway, I go, let them out, they come back in, I go in the kitchen, get the coffee going, all is well. Put my bagel in the toaster, and then Penny is clawing at my leg, wanting me to pick her up. And I'm like, honey, I really don't want to hold you while I eat. I mean, it's not that I think it's germy. It doesn't bother me. She doesn't shed like that, you know. But she's 20 pounds. It's kind of hard to hold a 20-pound dog while you're trying to eat breakfast, right? But she wouldn't leave me alone, so I picked her up, gave her kisses, loved on her, told her everything was okay, because sometimes she has a little anxiety, you know. When I went to set her back down, something in my back boob area popped. The back boob, not the front boob. Y'all know what I'm talking about. You women know what I'm talking about. The back boob. That's where it was. Below the shoulder, above the rib. I don't know. Right there. Right there in that area of the back boob. It popped. So now I have a pulled muscle in whatever that area is called. I thought it was a scapula because I've watched too many Grey's Anatomy episodes. But it's not the scapula. It's kind of below and to the left of the scapula. I don't know. It had a really long name to it. And of course, I'm diagnosing myself because I'm not going to the doctor just because I pulled a muscle. It's just, it only hurts when I breathe. So that's fine. I took some Tylenol. But then I fixed my coffee, was sipping on it, eating my breakfast, trying to not writhe in pain while I was eating my breakfast. And then I was like, you know what? I want a little bit of Coke. I buy those little miniature Cokes. I just want a little bit of Coke this morning because sometimes I just want a Coke to settle my stomach, you know. I took one of those little baby Cokes out of the refrigerator and walked over to my dadgum coffee cup and poured the Coke, well, not all of it, but enough, in my coffee. I just stood there blinking. I was like, what is happening today? And then I got on Facebook and got the notice that I had violated community standards with my video yesterday. But they didn't tell me how I violated my community standards. I was like, okay. But now the video's back. It's back. I'm like, who's trying to mess with me? I mean, why are y'all trying to mess with me? And then I was trying to take a pill, and these pills have a line in them so you can break them in half, right? I don't know what it's called. Anyway, I was like, where's the line? I'm trying to break this pill in half. There's no line. I'm like, where's the line? I don't know what it is. I mean, I don't know. Not that I don't know what it is. I stood there looking at these pills and I thought, they gave me the wrong pills. I can't break this in half. I don't understand. So then I'm looking at the number on the pill, right? And I go to Google, my medical reference book. I go to Google and I type in the letters and the numbers, and it come up with this really long name, and I was like, what the heck did they give me? This is not what I take. I don't understand what this is. I'm getting all mad. It was the wrong bottle. It was basically the equivalent of Zyrtec that I buy for Charlie because he has seasonal allergies. I mean, sometimes I take them too, but mostly they're for him because he has more allergies than me, believe it or not. Yeah, I'm trying to break a pill in half that is not the one I'm trying to take. So anyway, oh, this is hurting my shoulder. So yeah, that pain, it is some better because I took a long hot bath and, I did all the things. And I'm trying to work it. This is not the one. But it kind of hurts around into my breasticle here. My breasticle. I have to call words by different names. You're about to poop on his head. Okay, thanks. Don't do that. She moved. She was right in the position and his nose was right there. Because he always has his nose up her butt. Anyway, that car was flying too. Hurts into my breasticle area, under my arm. It comes all the way around and kind of up into maybe into my scapula. My scapula. Scapula. I don't know. Into my shoulder and then down my arm a little bit. It's that whole thing. I mean, I'm all right. I'll be all right. I'm tough. Shoot. I broke my foot and walked home on it. It was a avulsion fracture. He said, you walked home? I was like, well, yeah, what'd you expect me to do? I mean, I couldn't just lay there all day. It's 5 o'clock in the morning. It was a little bit cold. Yeah, got up and walked home. I just tried to not put much pressure on it. Okay, now we're pooping. Now we got the poopage. And Charlie's head is not under it, so that's always a bonus. Hold on. I work next door to a chiropractor / massage therapist / slashed doula. I might get in trouble for saying that word, slashed. So if it's not any better tomorrow, I'll just wander over next door and be like, can you help me, please? I don't do that very often, but she fixed my hand when my hand was hurting so bad. And all she did was sit and pull all my fingers and my thumb. I mean, she kind of rotated it around, and then she, you know how you take your finger and pull it straight out? That's all she did, really, besides just kind of massaging the top of my hand. And it hadn't hurt since. I was like, how did that help? I mean, so now when it starts feeling a little tight, I just start pulling on my fingers. I get to pull my finger. My brother had a colonoscopy one time, and if you've ever had one, you know that it's true. That black chicken needs to get out of the road. Sorry. You know what they tell you to do before you go home. You have to pass gas. So the nurse came in and said, okay, Mr. Nelson, I'm gonna need you to pass some gas before you can go home. And my silly brother, in his drug-induced state, he was still under the effects of the twilight medicine that they give you, stuck his big old fat finger out and said, pull my finger. We have similar personalities. Could you stop pulling so hard? I mean, really, Penny, you're about to pull me down, girl. I have never encountered such a strong 20-pound dog as this one right here. Yeah, and I've already tried that other type of hook. Penny, honey, you really are about to pull me down. And then I got Pokey back there. He was strong. Got hair in my eye. Sorry, y'all might see my poop bag. He was strong, but if I pulled back on him, he would stop. She don't stop. I'm worried about the chicken because the chicken crossed the road. The chicken crossed the busy road, that I was on the other day. I wish the chicken would come into my yard is what I wish, because I would buy it. Those dried worms that freak me out. I mean, I might go get some anyway. But, hi, stop. Scratching off all over him. Anyway, because, they're good for getting the bugs out of your yard. And I told y'all about black chickens, the chicken hawks, or as we call them, red-tailed hawks. They leave them alone because red-tailed hawks are chased by crows. That chicken's going all the way up the daggum street. Where are you going? Good night. And it's in the road. I hope nobody hits it. It lives over here. I don't know why it's going so far away from home. But anyway, because crows chase hawks, hawks won't go after black chickens because in their eyes, they're just great big fluffy crows, I guess. Isn't that weird? I heard Pawpaw on Hanging with Pawpaw say that the other day. He said, I like to get black chickens because the hawks leave them alone. I was like, yep. Oh, there's the chicken. It's back in the yard. All right, hold on just a second. I'll show you the chicken. I dropped my phone. Surprisingly, it's okay. But the homeowner finally took all the Christmas stuff down off this house. And hopefully it's about to be rented by someone else, who hopefully will stay there longer than the last family that moved in. But I hope they're nicer than the last family that lived there, because the woman was nice, but the men never did like me for some reason. I don't know why. I guess I intimidated them, because I'm so intimidating. That was a for real stutter, y'all. I ain't making fun of nobody. Hey, chicken. Oh, he's going in the house. Where you going? Well, law, you just gonna go up there in the house. My grandmother used to say, well, law, and then she'd say, law, my. Or sometimes the law. I don't know what all that means, because I don't think it's really law like, you know, law enforcement. It's probably some variation of the word Lord. Law. I don't know, but I kind of like it. Guess who spots the chicken? Do you see the chicken, baby? The chicken's on the porch. Yeah, the chicken's on the porch. Can you believe that? We're not going over there to see it, though. I don't have permission to walk in that yard. Well, I mean, nobody's living there, but I really do only walk in yards where I have permission, contrary to popular belief. I just walk wherever I want to, dadgummit. Well, the chicken's at the door. I mean, is it trying to go in or something? About to be pecking on the door. What's up with these birds wanting in the house? I'm sorry, when I'm so zoomed in, it's hard to hold it still. I mean, I hold it the same amount of stillness, but when I'm zoomed in like that, oh, it's just coming on back down the steps. All right, you just do whatever, Miss Blackhead. But it was singing yesterday. It was doing that thing I was telling y'all the other day at the flea market. Ah! It was sitting on the fence over here. Ah! Ah! I think it hears me. It thinks I'm one of its people. Ah! Come see me. I'll feed you worms. I will feed you worms. Charles is just like, I'm gonna lay down. I don't know what we're doing, but I'm just gonna lay down. Penny is still watching the chicken. Just watching. All right, well, that's enough of that. I guess we'll go in now. Bye for now. Y'all, I came in and saw that out of the corner of my eye, and it scared me to death. I thought there was an actual fire. It's just on the TV. Good night. Okay, so I left the house. I went to Sprouts. I can't drive with that arm. And I got my bread because we've had this conversation before. This is the only kind of gluten-free bread I like that I can eat without having to toast it. Some people have told me that Walmart has some gluten-free bread that you can eat without toasting, but I have not found it yet. Most gluten-free bread has a weird texture. This does not. It tastes like white bread. It tastes like Merita bread or whatever other white, gummy, yummy, delicious bread. It's called Carbonaut. Carbonaut. But they have regular and gluten-free, so you have to be careful. But it's ridiculously expensive. I mean, it just is. Everything gluten-free and dairy-free is ridiculously expensive. And I'm like, so why would I choose to eat this way if it was just a fad. Tell me that, because I would rather spend that money on pretty things for me or my home or my babies. I'm just saying, but it's not a fad. Anyway, tiny little rant, but anyway, I was going to buy, you know, like a pack of ham or a pack of turkey or a pack of some things, you know, sandwich meat, and put it on some bread with some mayonnaise and some of that good Dijon pickle mustard stuff that I got, and you know, maybe some lettuce, maybe some whatever's, you know, decorated up, and have me a good old-fashioned sandwich. I never eat sandwiches like that. I typically use this bread for a hot dog because I can never find gluten-free hot dogs. I can find gluten-free hamburgers, just can't find gluten-free hot dogs. Or I use this bread to make, sometimes you just want to, like I don't know, I eat banana sandwiches with mayonnaise, and I don't know, a lot of people think that's weird. But anyway, all of the sandwich meat at the Sprouts was $10. And it probably had about, I don't know, it looked like 6 or 7 slices of sandwich meat in the pack. $10. I was like, you know what? I'll just eat a mayonnaise sandwich, thank you very much, because I like mayonnaise sandwiches. I mean, it's not as filling as maybe having a little protein on there, but that's okay, because I'm not paying $10 for sandwich meat. I'm already having to pay $10 for a loaf of bread. I ain't got that kind of money to buy that sandwich meat. Don't you pull that in front of me, you little person, you. $10. So you know what I did? I went over to the, I don't know what they would call it, like the meat section. And they had a fresh roasted chicken, like a rotisserie chicken that was just roasted at 10 o'clock. And I bought a whole chicken that was already roasted. I want to say it was $6.99, which is still a little pricey, but it's not much more than Publix. I was like, I can have a bunch of sandwiches with this. Yes, I can. And I will. Yes, I will. I ain't paying no $10 for no pack of ham. You kidding me? Plus, if I paid $10 for a pack of ham and tried to eat it, you know that Charles would be all over me wanting me to give him some of my pack of ham. It ain't happening. Not at $10 a pack. No, sir. I love you. You ain't getting no $10 ham. I mean, he probably would, but I'm backing up my driveway. I don't usually drive looking off in the distance like this, but I'm backing up my driveway. And I'm holding my arm like it's in a sling so I don't have to move it. He's asleep at the door. He didn't even hear me backing up the driveway. If he heard me, he's not even looking yet. I leave the wooden door open so he can look out the glass door, but the glass door deadbolts. So, all right, well, I'll be back. Hi, and I'm back. Just as confirmation that I am making the right decision about the wooden fence, I was out there earlier, and the dogs next door, you know, the problem, I don't want to call them the problem dogs. They're not problem dogs. It's the whole 4 of them that are the problem. But anyway, the daughter of the couple comes outside. She's like, Daisy, come! And Daisy's the big chocolate lab who is trying to, you know, she's barking at the fence at my dogs. And the pit bull takes off running to the girl, and she's calling the dog, and the dog's not coming. And she comes over to the fence, and she picks up a piece of wood, and she lays it at the bottom of the chain link fence. And she says to me, the dogs are trying to dig under the fence, so I'm gonna lay this piece of board here until I can get back out here with some rocks and fill it in. Okay, thanks for letting me know. So yeah, so they're gonna leave that chain link fence up, and then my fence will go on the inside of it. So a double barrier. I am most happy about that, because that terrifies me. Anyway, that's all I got for you. I hope you have had a great Wednesday and have a great evening. And I will talk to you on the next Tracy Tries. Remember, I love you and Jesus loves you. And I hope he's coming back soon. Okay, goodbye.